I'm all about cultivating healthy relationships, relationships with your loved ones, with the people that you work with, and especially with yourself. So where does money fit into this conversation? I go into a little bit of my money healing journey over the last decade in this week's minisode. I hope that you find something helpful for you that can help you also create a beautiful relationship with money in your life. Enjoy.
Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons self-care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. I've been talking a lot about money the last few weeks, something that I have actually been on a journey of getting more information, more understanding on the expansion with wealth, with finance, with business growth over the last decade, particularly the last few years, where I've been expanding what I've been doing in my work and also thinking about the future that I want to have at this stage. I began my journey in my 20s of building the life, building the dream that I had. And I have been able to really enjoy a lot of the fruits of those visions that I had in my 20s. Being able to travel, being able to have a wonderful relationship with my husband of now 27 years. Actually, we've been together like 31, but married 27. And also being able to raise our children and have the spaciousness that we wanted. But in order to do that, in order to have that time and that space, certainly the financial plan needed to be there. And so I'm really grateful for being with someone who looks into the future, who makes plans, and who sets goals and projections and works towards them. And we've been able to work together to create really a beautiful life. And obviously, as we move through our lives, some of our goals expand and change over time. Some things we realize, well, I don't really want that anymore. I want something different. And other things, my goodness, there's so many options available to us now that I never would have been able to plan for years ago because the technology just simply did not exist. And I'm finding as I move through my life and I grow and expand, my desires shift as well. And money is the catalyst to help a lot of those things come to pass. One thing that's been very much on my heart for many years is the philanthropic nature of money and how important it is for each of us to look at what are those ways that we feel it's important to give back. And what comes first, though, as we're looking at all of that, of how we can expand and how we can actually give to help others, is really looking more deeply at our relationship with money. Because sometimes we have a cap on what we can accomplish and what we can give, because we have this idea that if I don't have a huge sum, large, like millions of dollars, I'm not going to be able to really make an impact. And I'm not there yet, so I guess I can't really get started on helping in the way that I want. And I'm just here to tell you, you get to start where you are. There are so many opportunities for us to give and to serve and to really live into our own personal dreams, regardless of the income that we personally have at the moment. It's something that it's like ages and stages, and it's, there's like tiered ways of looking at it as well. And first of all, it all starts with gratitude. That is a practice that you hear a lot about, and it can be hard for it to feel really in total effect in your life if you're in a difficult place. But I want for you to just think for a moment about the things that are working well for you in your life. What can you be grateful for to start? And that is something that really has helped me expand my ability to see what's possible, is by really looking at what has already transpired. And it helps also to really counter some of the things that our brains like to tell us about things not going well and things being unsafe, when we can look back and see actually how things have worked out. If you're listening to this, if you've been listening for a while, you have the ability to somehow connect to the internet and to be able to connect to, as a result, not just podcasts like this, but many opportunities to actually earn income too. There are just so many ways to tap in and expand beyond what you imagine is possible when you are guided in the direction of options that are available to you. And that's something that really I did over the last decade. I remember with my kids being little, after my sister passing and really going through a few years, she passed in 2013 from cancer. If you don't know the story, it was a really traumatic time for our family, and wondering really, how do we move forward? And I'd been in the wellness space for many years already, feeling kind of helpless. Like, if I couldn't help my sister, who can I really help? It was obviously, we sometimes take on this desire to, help in a way that really may not even be realistic, in terms of everybody lives their life and sometimes things just happen. So I needed to go through a real healing journey. And that is what led me into the self-care work that I do. And that has expanded into self-care business strategy as well, because I realize all of us, whether we are wanting to have a very simple life and not a whole lot of extravagance, to if we have very large goals and want to impact a lot of people, the vision that we have and the way that we can serve is only going to be as impactful as we are healthy and grounded and centered in our purpose and actually rested, taking care of ourselves. And so I've discovered and really honed in on ways that we can build these practices. And part of that self-care is really a financial self-care, looking at, with love and compassion, your own relationship with money and your finances. Because when you do that, you start to see things open up and ways to reorganize in order to support your dreams. So part of my journey has been very much in this financial realm. I've been learning a lot from various mentors who have a more embodied approach towards money. It's so much more than just spreadsheets. It really needs to be attached to, what are your desires in your life? And what I needed to do first, and it's going to be probably a lifelong journey, but I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the last probably 6 years as I've approached my money from more of an embodied place, is really healing my relationship with money and then cultivating a new healthy relationship moving forward. And it's all rooted in not just belief systems, but also embodiment. What do I feel in my body when I think about money, when I think about budgeting, when I think about or imagine the things that I want to do and the dollar amount attached to them? Like, you know what I'm talking about. If you think about, okay, tax season, I know we're a few months off from that in the new year, but how do you feel when you know, oh, I need to pay taxes? I need to make sure everything's all in line. If you're a business owner, it's like, have I set it all aside? Do I have enough? Do you feel like really flowy and relaxed and enjoyable when you think about taxes? Or do you kind of get a feeling in your body, a tightening? Or when you think about even just like a certain holiday seasons coming up and the added expenditures that may be there, how do you feel? Are you feeling like totally relaxed when you think about your finances and what's to come? A lot of people in my experience tend to get very tense and stressed at certain times of the year because the financial pieces are growing and they need to face them and they need to actually look at, how do I do these things? And so my whole desire with this episode is just to gain some, help you gain some awareness around what your relationship with money is. And just think about and feel into what happens when you do think about looking at your credit card balances or planning for your future or just doing your regular bookkeeping or talking to an accountant or thinking about buying a home or buying a new car, upgrading your computer, whatever it is. How do you feel? And those things that you feel are really indications of where you're at on your journey, and perhaps where you can give yourself a little bit more love and kindness. And I'm really excited because I have been involved in a group this year that is all about healing the relationship that I have with others, also at the same time with our money. And it has been really enlightening. And that's why I've been talking about it a lot lately, because right now, actually starting today when this episode lands, there is a free 3-day workshop series called Flow with one of my mentors and friends, Kate Northrup. And she wrote a book, a decade ago, called Money, a Love Story. And she has been instrumental in guiding people to heal their relationship with money. And so I'd love for you to join me. You'll be able to see the link in the show notes to join. There will be replays. It is free. And I believe this information is for everyone to really tap into your nervous system, tap into your life, and create a more beautiful, well-rounded, enjoyable experience with money going forward. So I hope this helps. I really look forward to seeing you in there. Reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions about it. And also, please share this episode if you feel like this would be helpful for someone, and make sure that you share and you rate or review this episode or others if you feel like it would be helpful for someone or encouraging. I'm so grateful for you listening. I wish you all the best, and I pray for a wonderful, healthy, healed relationship with money ongoing for you. Big blessings.